And we're live, yo. What's up? I am back, baby. New video today, man. I'm so happy to be. If you're new to my channel, my name's Toby. I'm a full-time reseller. Welcome to the Upstate Pickers YouTube channel, man. I took a break, had to get right. Now I'm back. In today's video, I want to go over part-time reseller, full-time reseller. What's the difference? How do you transition? What are some things you should do? And what is a thing that you can do to take it to the next level? So make sure to stay to the end of the video if you want to know how to take your reselling game to the next level. Something most people don't talk about. I'm going to be giving you guys some free game. Something when I found out, I took my reselling game to the next level. Okay, so let's get into it. So part-time reseller, let's assume you're working a full-time job, 40 hours a week. You work 8 to 5, right? 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday. So you have Saturday and Sunday off, so you can do whatever you want those days. And you get home at 5, you know, you got to get your breakfast, got to eat. So boom, 8 to 5, you already get home, you're tired. You may not have that much time to go sourcing. So what I would recommend for you to do is you have to figure out how much your monthly expenses are. So this is kind of get into everyone's different, everyone's unique, everyone has their own situation, right? What is your monthly expense? So let's go over some main things that I think are probably the most important. What's your average power bill, water bill, internet bill, trash? Combine that all together, right? Your rent, mortgage. All right, so now we got like all your household stuff. Now we're gonna have car payments, insurance, you know, miscellaneous things we're not even really gonna take into account, right? Toilet paper, none of that stuff. But everything does matter. So let's say you make $15 an hour, so you make $600 a week, and your rent is around $800, right? So we already know that for you, in order for you to comfortably make a comfortable living as a reseller, what you want to reach is you want to reach 1.5 times the amount you make at your job. In my estimated opinion, this is just my opinion, before you quit your full-time job, make sure that you're making 1.5 times more, if not minimum, least as much as you're making at your job. 1.5 times as much money. And I always like to say, the moment you'll know when you need to quit your job is this, and I'm looking directly in the camera. The moment you know you need to quit or when you should quit is going to be different for everyone. But the number one thing I could say is when your part-time reselling business is interrupted by your full-time job. And what I mean by that is when you're working your part-time reseller, you're getting so overwhelmed because you don't have enough time because you have to go to work. Now you're really headed in that, you know, you're headed up. And that's something that you really look back and you'll be like, wow, that was the moment I realized, like, man, my job is getting in the way of me advancing my reselling. And so that's a transitional period for where you go from, like, you know, your job to full-time reseller is when your reselling game is getting interrupted by that job. And I like to say 1.5 times the income. So if you're making $600 a week, simple math, you want to be making $900 a week reselling, then you could comfortably quit. I would say create a 6-month fund if you can. Save up 6 months of an emergency fund. Say you died and you just have your wife and she's disabled. Say some crazy situation happens, right? You have no ability to make any money. You're good for 6 months. So boom, you're making 1.5 times the amount of your job. You got 6 months saved up. So I'm going to give 3 things off the top of my head that I would recommend is that you want to do this. If you feel scared, this may not be for you. If you feel intimidated, this may not be for you. And that's okay. Something that you see us YouTubers come on here and talk about reselling how amazing it is. It's not always amazing. You have to put in the hard work. And I like to say, if you work a 9 to 5 and you put 40 hours in, you bet your butt you better be putting 40 hours in to your reselling business as well. This is not something where you just list 6 or 7 things a day and you think, oh, well, I'll make. No, you have to grind, and this is not easy, and it's not. You're gonna go ups and downs, and it's gonna be a roller coaster, and you have to be willing to go all out, all in. I'm putting everything towards it. That's why I said create an emergency fund, because some people go through things. Like if your car breaks down, my car broke down in 2020. I spent $8,000 fixing my car. And someone's like, oh my God, that's crazy. How could you spend that much money? But you guys don't really realize it's like once every, it's like 1.5 months. And it's like, oh, I paid like $600 to fix, like, you know, this. And then like 2 months later, it's like, oh, well, my wheel bearing just snapped. So do I have enough money to go buy a brand new Tesla? No, I don't. So I'm just gonna, or a brand new car, or no, I don't. So I'm just gonna spend this little money and fix it, and that really adds up. So be prepared for that. And what I want to say is transitioning to full-time resellers. Number one key when you're a part-time reseller and a full-time reseller. I like to use it this way. We could do this. We could do this. So Nintendo DS here, and this is just my phone. Cracked to you know what. So we got my phone here. I'm just using this for demonstration purposes only. So we got the DS here, and we got my phone. So let's say you're a reseller. You go to a thrift store. You find a Nintendo DS, right? Awesome. You got the DS. It's like, man, it even has a Pokemon game. That's unbelievable. I could flip this for like $180, right? Yes. You go to a thrift store. Create a plan. You go to a thrift store Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, right? You spend 8 hours a day. So you're spending like 24 hours a week at thrift stores, right? You're bound to find amazing things. But what happens when you stop? Right? You run out of items. And you're not going to find these high quality items every single time. And what I would say is, imagine if you could do both of these things. You can go to the thrift store, and also, what if I told you you could buy 1,000 of these for $20 and sell them for $75 after fees, and you're making a profit? Say you buy 1,000 of these and you use automation like List Perfectly or Prime Lister, and then you use automation where these get listed 100 times per day. Mercari, eBay, Amazon, whatever it may be, right? Whatever platform you're selling on. That, in my opinion, is how you take reselling and you eliminate the risk, the financial risk. For me, my financial situation is different from yours, but we all know, like, let's say this is like a graph, right? When you're reselling, your sales are going to be up 14 sales, 6 sales, up and down 29 sales, all the way up, 4 sales, up 35 sales, and it's going to keep going down. Find products, and I really will go into depth in detail later, when you could find products that are high quality, lightweight, a manufacturer, you might hear some background noise, I got my kids going on, but a manufacturer who's great, you can buy in wholesale, right? When you have replenishable sources, let's say you have 1,000 of these, and this could be lint rollers, it could be protective cases, it can be earrings like this, it can be anything really, and you use automation. Let's just say you have an item, which I did in the past. I'm not gonna say what it is because I may create a course one day, but I had an item where I bought 200 of the same item, and I sold the item for an average price of $46 per unit. I sold every single unit. $46 was the average sale price for this item after fees, after what I paid for it, and I had 200 units, and it sold in around, I want to say a little more than 6 months, and that's $9,200 right there. And what I used is, I use Prime Lister, I use automation, which would basically, I would set tasks for, like, it would list from 12 p.m., right? Or no, it was 8, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. And I would list 10 of the same item every single hour. So essentially, I'm listing like 8 times. I'm listing the same item 80 times per day, right? And it's not like I'm like listing the same, I only have one of them. No, I have like 200 of these. And so the way Mercari works is the listing that is the newest, right? So Mercari's algorithm, it's not like promoted listings on eBay. Mercari basically has it to where when you're listing items, the item that's listed the most recent is the one that's going to be shown. So when you can relist, use automation to relist your listings, it saves you so much time and it generates so much sales. What that did is it created me a baseline of income because, like I said, I was selling around 3 per day. And I was making $46 per unit. So you can do the math right there. That's like what, $138 per day. And this is off of one item. So if you're able to create that baseline, right, then the ups and downs are not as bad because this is like consistent. This is almost like a job, right? It's that consistent income. It's going linear. It's not going up and down, right? So you want to really, as a part-time or full-time reseller, and I recommend for part-time, this will help you get going faster, is to find replenishable sources that are high quality, that you can truly trust. You know the quality is there. You know the profit before you buy it. And look, I'm not talking about product research right now. I'm not going to talk about products. I'm just talking about the concept of this way of reselling, the way that people really don't talk about, and that's replenishable sources. The thing about reselling is if you really want to scale your business, then you really have to keep in mind like, hey, I need to be paying way less, or here we go. I was out of the camera. I need to be paying way less per unit than, go to a thrift store, because if prices rise, then I'm out of luck. I believe using replenishable sources is the number one way to take your online reselling business to the next level. I believe taking replenishable sources and creating a baseline income for your reselling business is the number one way to mitigate risk and increase profits. If you or anyone around you is a reseller, you need to share them this video, because if you're not using replenishable sources to your advantage, then you are not maximizing your profit. And that's why we do this. The amount of liberation I get from being a reseller is something that most people will never experience. And I want you guys to remember, at the end of this video, I said I'll share you guys something amazing. And this is what I would like to share. 99% of your competition will never start. 1% of the competition that does will give up in 2 weeks. The 1% of the people who didn't give up in 2 weeks will give up in a month. And the 1% of people who didn't give up in a month will give up in 2 months, in 3 months. The only competition you have is with yourself. You are the competition. The person you see in the mirror is your competition. If you are going to work a 9 to 5 for another company, then you bet your butt you better be willing to work 9 to 5 for yourself. And that is why I made this video. I think this video is very important. I think this video is very, very, very short. I could go into detail. I may make a mini series. I may make a course, but I'm going to create a criteria. I'm not going to get into products of what you should sell. I'm not going to get into things that you should look at. I'm not even going to talk about products. I'm just going to talk about the criteria that the products have to meet in order to meet this threshold to be profitable for your business. Now, obviously, everything you have to take into account. I will go into further detail in a later video. And like I said, guys, I really enjoy coming back. I'm glad I'm back. And if you like this video, you better smash that like button. Make sure you share it with a friend. Please hit that bell notification, because the only way YouTube's gonna let you know my videos go live is if you hit that bell notification. It would mean the world. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs because I know you guys and me together can do it. Let's get to 1,000 subs. YouTube for me has been a long time coming. It's a goal of mine. It's a dream of mine, and I'm putting in the work. And I appreciate every single reseller that's been helpful to me. I just want to say thank you guys for the support. Thanks everyone. I'm back. I know this is so not true, but I feel like Roman Reigns coming. I feel like CM Punk. I'm about to burst through the screen right now and drop someone with the people's elbow. You just don't even know how excited I am to be back, guys. So hit that like button. And if you see my other videos and you already know, tell someone you love them. I'll see you in the next one.